Hey guys, and welcome back to our review of the Styrian Grand Prix at the Red Bull Ring. So, as always, joined with Charlie,
Hello.
and today we're just going to go over obviously the race, a couple of events that happened, some upset, and basically give our review of the race. So, first of all, Charlie, let's just talk about the whole qualifications and Valtteri Bottas.
Um, yeah, I think in quali, Lewis was off the pace
Yep.
and just sort of didn't seem to be there. Like a lot, we'll often mention it to each other on messages. We'll say like, "Oh, Mercedes sandbagging and stuff. They're just going to turn up and smash it." Like they were never there.
It's the fourth race in a row for the first time in the V6 hybrid era that Mercedes haven't won a race in four races on the
Four
trot now.
races, yeah.
Because Valtteri Bottas didn't help himself, though. Obviously, grid P5, but the grid penalty from spinning out and almost running over half of McLaren didn't really help him out the gates.
I can't believe I can't believe that's not happened before.
I mean, you see him do it all the time, that little spin up, but it's like he almost took out the pit wall and the McLaren team. And again, we like the old FIA team radio, and hearing the team just go, "What was that? That's dangerous!
McLaren
Like,
saying,
please,
yeah.
you must run us over! Like what?" But at least they went over and helped to push him back into the Mercedes pit. You saw the McLaren boys push him back, which is kind of like.
I think another cracking weekend from Lando, all the way through, like qualifying as well, getting P4. And then, yes, he wasn't very racy.
He started P3 on the grid, didn't he?
Well, he did.
Valtteri's pushback.
Yeah, because of Valtteri, yeah. He started P3, but then he didn't really race Valtteri or Perez when they came past because he knew that his race wasn't there. His race was with the Ferraris. And he's absolutely smashed it again. Like, he likes that track, obviously. We like the last lap shenanigans of that track.
You got next weekend as well, same stuff again.
I think he'll be looking forward to that a lot, yeah.
And then also someone that may be looking forward to next weekend, George Russell, obviously heartbreak during the race, but because of Yuki and Valtteri's punishments, or not Valtteri's punishments, but because of the penalties, he got pushed up to P10, starting on chosen tyres as well, because he actually was P11 because of grid penalties.
Mm-hmm.
So Yuki Tsunoda started P11, but because he was P10, he had to start in parc fermé conditions. But because he got pushed back, he started in P11 in parc fermé, whereas George got pushed forwards and wasn't in parc fermé, which was basically a blessing in disguise until his car had to keep getting refilled with hydraulics throughout the whole race.
I think even before then, like he was behind. Was it Alonso that he was behind when he was running? Alonso was in 7th, he was in 8th, and he was sticking to the back of Alonso. At one point, got told to like ease off a bit because of temperatures and stuff. And then this is obviously when his engine issues started. But he had a train of cars behind him. But I don't think he was the one slowing that train down. Alonso definitely was.
Definitely.
And then
Daniel Ricciardo behind him, who also had a power issue and dropped back because all of a sudden it was like the gap was closing. I was getting.
He lost four. He lost 4 places, didn't he?
Yeah, and you saw him Yuki just take him. Everyone just took him. I was like, and then he's like, "Oh, power issue." But it's a bit of an old radio message we got.
Yeah.
But going back down obviously kind of skipped into the race there a bit. But you obviously got Pierre Gasly's quite impressive lap on 3 wheels. Ever since that first collision from Charles Leclerc hitting his back tyre, and then all the next collisions where he hit into Latifi, and I think was it Antonio Giovinazzi he hit as well. But at that point, you look at the cockpit, and it wasn't Pierre being a bad driver. The race they got, he wasn't just hitting people because he hit people. He had the wheel cocked like that, and he was going straight. He was wrestling that car to basically get it around the track and get into the pits.
Yeah.
He was doing as much as he could to control the car at that point, and obviously Charles Leclerc had an amazing race considering
what happened. Yeah, at the beginning to be at
P7
the bottom,
back in the pits, fight all the way back up.
Good recovery race.
Ferrari P6, P7 finish.
Yep.
Obviously split it. Well, where did Daniel? Oh, Daniel obviously. Where did Daniel? I'm just reading the thing now. Where's Ricciardo?
13th.
P13 didn't gain or lose anything. Started P13.
A bit of a shame. A shame, really, after last weekend where the McLarens were both in the points, scoring well. But I guess the benefit for him is kind of a double-edged sword, is that he's got the opportunity to rectify it again this weekend at the same track, but at the same time...
FP2 was the fastest.
Yeah, at the same time it could just go just as badly. I think in terms of trying to make up for it, Lewis will be proper keen, because you could almost tell he was frustrated at the end, because he said to his race engineer, like, right, what's the plan? And they turned around and said, well, we basically don't have a plan, you just need to finish the race. This is as good as we can do today. Which
35 seconds behind Max.
Yeah, which I think for him... It really...
107 a lap, isn't it? Yeah, was 104.
Nearly half a lap.
The fastest lap time was 107. Yeah, just over half a lap behind Max.
Yeah,
which is a lot of time.
Yeah, so Lewis ended up getting the fastest lap, so he'd be happy about that. But I think if they can find some downforce to lose so that they can have a bit more speed, then great. But my worry is then we'll have a lot of track limit violations and stuff around the last couple of turns, 9 and 10, going around there. I feel
with turn 10 a lot got deleted, and also
but Lewis was really clean through there for the whole weekend.
Max having problems though the whole weekend. Because he was told he wasn't allowed to brake going over there. That was causing, was it Max or was it Valtteri? No, it was Max. Was getting vibrations, but only caused by braking when going over the bit on turn 10.
Oh yeah, they had a sensor issue at one point, didn't they? Where they said that you might actually be getting this sensor issue because of the curbs.
Yeah, it was weird.
But I think Mercedes will try and use this weekend as last weekend, the race we just had, as that's where we're at. That's our marker. Where can we make up the time? But whether they can bring in, because it's not just 35 seconds, it's 35 seconds and Lewis pitted for new tyres to get fastest lap.
He pitted twice, yeah. Same as Sergio, but...
So it's not actually as bad, because if you take the 25 seconds off, he's only sort of 15 seconds behind. So if they can...
Take it back to Sergio, though. I was talking about pitting twice. He pit twice, and he was... Did you see him chase down the seconds for Valtteri at the end? It was like, okay, you got, I think it was 5 or 6 laps, Checo, 7.5 seconds to Valtteri, and he was chunking like second and a half a lap, and he got to the end straight, and you just saw him come around final corner, and Valtteri just go down the straight. It was like...
Yeah, it's close. He is doing so well in that seat now. Like we spoke about it early races, he was playing catch up, getting used to the car and stuff, and everyone's looking at it like, is it going to be another one season in a Red Bull seat and then move on to someone else? But he is doing an absolutely solid job.
Did you see the rumour mill start up this week though about seats? You said about new drivers, new seats.
No.
Haas, obviously Gene Haas wants to get out of the sport. Nikita Mazepin's dad is that Ukraine, the big sponsor of the cars, over the cars. There was a rumour flying around that there was going to be a full buyout by the Mazepin family of Haas. And Mick, I don't know where Mick would be going, but Daniel Kvyat, another Russian driver, would be coming back into F1 in the Haas seat. Was a rumour I saw flying around.
For the motherland.
Yeah, so there'll be a full Russian team, which would be very interesting. God. Yeah. I mean, good for
You can just imagine the Drive to Survive episode on that. Like, it is going to be in the depth of, like, Siberian, winters,
It's mental. I just saw that. I was like, oh, God, like, a full Russian team. A fair play if they do it, but, like, that'd be mental.
Yeah.
But they've got, obviously,
I quite liked,
again...
I liked, Gunter.
It was Gift to Mazepin.
No, but being the one that was on the pit wall talking to Sky Sports during the race and stuff, like, it was quite interesting to get his take on what's happening, and obviously a lot of his focus is on the car next year and things like that.
They didn't do it. They've said they're not doing any upgrades this whole year. The car's the car that was all focuses next year.
But that's go on.
Bold strategy. I would say it's a bold strategy, and to be fair, Williams kind of half have done that. They're still developing. Williams are only doing half development, so they're focusing. I can't remember if it's downforce or if it's cornering tracks, but basically they know their strength, and they're basically doubling down on the one strength side of tracks. So like
try and get them a couple of points. Tracks.
Which I'm assuming this weekend's more downforcey tracks because like kind of like that. So they'd rather get some points on half the tracks than try and get points and fail on all the tracks.
Yeah.
And then Haas have just gone, we're not going to get any points. You two rookie drivers go for it. We're going to focus on next year and hopefully with our Ferrari bought in parts we'll get somewhere.
Well, there's talk that Mercedes are doing that at the moment. They're focusing on next year's car. But the problem is if they...
So they said they're getting upgrades. They've said to Hamilton the car will be faster by the end of the season and stuff. So I don't know if it means upgrades or like computer software.
But if they were planned in developments, then that's not going to be as significant as saying, right, we're going to put more resource now into the car because we need to battle Red Bull. And if they fall behind now the difficult thing is, do they say, okay, we'll lose this year, but we'll put all our effort into next year? Because I think when there's such a big rule change, if you don't hit the mark straight away, you're playing catch up for a couple of years, which is what Red Bull have been doing for the last sort of 7 years.
The whole V6 era.
Exactly. They've been playing catch up, and just as they are caught up, the rulebook changes. Which I think is why next year is a massive year for McLaren, in my opinion. If McLaren,
I think this year was betting in the Mercedes engine ready for next season.
If McLaren come in next year with a car that works, then we could see genuinely like a three-way battle for the next sort of 5-6 years, which I would love to see.
All they need is the Vodafone sponsorship back on the car, and if you look at
get it silver again.
Yeah, get it silver, get the Papaya and Vodafone over it. But you look at the rest of the field, like, even teams who are saying about the new era, the new engines like coming through, say the Mercedes engine is amazing and it is like back on Mercedes top form. You got McLaren benefit from that. You've also got the Aston Martins, who I think got really heavily hurt by the rule changes this year.
Yeah.
Basically, because being a low rake car, the new rules are hitting low rakes. So I think you could definitely see, even if the cars come through and they're insane, the Aston Martin could be up there. But I don't know how it'll work with, the whole rule change completely changed the wetted parts, all the bits of the cars getting changed, basically. And how that works with buying parts from suppliers, because obviously they've been buying the year before's Merc. Whereas now, you can't really buy the year before's Merc because it's completely against all regulations. So I don't know how that's going to pan out.
Well, and you've got things like the percentage time in the wind tunnel and things like that. And, how much benefit are Red Bull going to get from wind tunnel time if they're going to have the least, if they win the championship. And again, same for Mercedes.